You're gonna go out now? Oh, hey guys. Sorry. Go on. The door is open, dude. Go. Okay. Sorry. Oh goodness, I'm losing everything. Biscuit has been here sleeping on the bed for like the past 2 hours, and now as soon as I start the live stream, he decides he wants to get up and go out. Anyway, such as it is, I already starting that as a dumpster fire because I also realized when I was bringing everything up on my computer that when I recorded a lot of videos last night. I was up to like 4 o'clock this morning recording videos and getting them uploaded, edited and uploaded to post for you guys this week since I'm going to be gone. And apparently, when I was doing that, I deleted all my stuff for tonight out of my web browser. So I'm going to have to go type it up and find it again as we go. It's definitely been a Monday. But enough of my problems. I hope all of you are doing well. Hope you've had a better Monday than I had. Anyway, we had to get the car looked at today. We got some new tires put on the car. Can get the oil changed for the road trip this week. But anyway, I tried to work some in between getting all that done. Definitely a Monday. Just want to take a deep breath, get centered. For anybody new here, thank you for joining the Dumpster Fire Show. The what does Miss Doodle call it? A train wreck. She has her train wrecks. I have my dumpster fires. But anyway, this is our Missing Person Monday live stream. We do this every Monday night. And tonight we're going to be featuring, I think I have 6 cases, cold cases from Idaho, and they're mainly tonight teenagers and young adult females, because there was a lot in Idaho. There was a lot of young adults, teenagers, female cold cases. So I just wanted to feature some of those tonight. So we'll be doing that. Like I said, just you're gonna have to bear with me. I'll look up everything as we go along, since because when I put the slideshow together and then I went in and found all the information and bookmarked it on my browser like 2 or 3 days ago, just so I would thinking I would be ahead and, wouldn't have to worry about anything when the time came. And then apparently I thought last night that the bookmarks I had in there were last week, so I deleted them all. But anyway, let me see who is here. Hello, Miss Lisa Joe is here. Always good to see you. Miss Paula is here. Good to see Miss Paula. Chris is here. Always good to see Chris. Miss Barbara is here. Hello, Miss Barb. Good to see you always. Chris says, I'm honored to be here with people who care about cases and do things that are relevant to fight for justice. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yep, all of you guys do that too. Absolutely. There's my buddy Mustang. Hope you're doing okay. And just before we get started, just thoughts, prayers, good vibes to everybody in Texas. I think the count is up to maybe 100 or over 100 deceased now, and still many more missing. So let's just obviously keep folks in Texas in our thoughts and prayers, and sending some good vibes their way. It's just a horrible, horrible situation. Let me get Luis Cuevas is here. Welcome. She says, hey, everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Mustang. Thank you for inviting and people in Mustang. And welcome, Louise. That name sounds familiar. I might have seen you on your, if you're on your, are you on Facebook? I might have seen you on Facebook. But regardless of how you found us, or you were invited, but we are excellent. I can't talk tonight. My brain's a jumble. We are glad to have you here. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You're welcome here anytime. Mustang says, Louise is awesome. Excellent. We love awesome people around here. And it's a friend of Mustang's. Any friend of Mustang's is a friend of ours. That's all I got to say. Does Louise have a channel? If so, somebody, we have anybody here? Yeah, with a wrench that can throw it throw the link in. If not, I will find the channel at some point and post it on my community tab. Absolutely. Oh, she doesn't have one. Okay. Yeah, Chris wants to know what part of the country Louise is from, if she cares to divulge. And there's Miss Michelle C. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you. Miss Lee says she is from California. Excellent. I have my oldest niece. Well, she used to live in California. She's moved back here to Arkansas now, but she lived in California for a while. Speaking of Doodle, there's Miss Doodle. Welcome to the train wreck, Doodle. The train wreck / dumpster fire already. We'll make it through. We always do. Wouldn't be one of my live streams if something didn't go wrong. As always, please check out Doodle. Please check out all these good creators. Doodle is in here. Miss Barbara Hall. Somebody can throw in their link. I need to give Miss Barbara a wrench. I did not realize Miss Barbara didn't have a wrench. I will remedy that before next time. Timmy's Legacy is Miss Barbara's channel. Please check out Miss Paula, such a ray of sunshine. Good stuff on her channel. Of course, Mr. Steve at True Crime Web, Arctic Fox True Crime, Miss PJ Lighting Their Way Home, all the good creators who are here, who do it for the right reasons. Absolutely. Yeah, and then once again, for anyone new here, this is a drama-free channel. No drama, no, what do they call it, trauma. It's a nice, safe space to have nice adult, respectful conversations with each other, share our opinions. So it is a good, great community. I'm telling you, I swear the only thing I have in my cup over here is tea. Maybe I should have added something to it, because I'm having even more trouble trying to use my words tonight. Anyway, yes, Miss Paula says prayers for everybody in Texas. everywhere. And love to all the mods. Absolutely. Thank you to everybody, to all the mods, everybody who has wrenches. Yes, I was thinking that Michelle was in Texas. She says she's in Fort Worth, about 3 hours away from the floods. It's just a horrible, horrible thing. And then about 15, I think on the news tonight, they said 15 years ago, we had something similar happen here in Arkansas. At Camp Albert Pike, there were 20 people that lost their lives in a same situation, flash flood. So it's just, they're called flash floods for a reason. Obviously, they just happen just like that, and it's just so horrendous. There's our friend Skit. So we haven't seen. Come here, there she is. Haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome, welcome. Good to have you back. Yep, Chris says those areas are in his prayers. Absolutely. Just getting caught up. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Right, I think I'm caught up. So we will get started because once again, I deleted everything I had saved in my web browser for tonight. So I'm going to have to look it up as we go. But luckily, fingers crossed, good to see you too. Absolutely. So far, I probably shouldn't say it. Everything's working on the computer, so I'll be able to read the names on my slideshow on the computer. I did not know Skits was in New Zealand. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We have people from all over the world. Hey, Lisa Jo's still here, or she's back. Our Spice Girl is here. Okay, so let me quit babbling. So first we have Amber Chanel Hoops. Once again, let me. They should automatically come up because I had articles for all of these cases. I was able to find, not just the Charlie Project information, but extra articles. I should still be able to find them though. Let me put in the Charlie Project, and I might be able to find it faster. Okay. All right. So Amber, I need a drink already. This is Amber Chanel Hoops. She has been missing since September 14th, 2001 from Idaho Falls, Idaho. She's a white female. She was just 20 years old when she went missing. She'll be 44 years old as of 2025. At the time she went missing, she was 5'5" tall, 140 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. It says her left ear is pierced in the upper cartilage. It says she may have a crooked toe, and she previously fractured her skull, and she does wear prescription eyeglasses. She has been diagnosed with vitiligo, which is a skin condition that causes white-colored spots. It says she has spots on her upper left arm and on her left leg, extending from her thigh to her ankle. And she was last seen wearing a white t-shirt, gray and white boxer shorts, a knee-length gray terry cloth robe, and a small diamond stud earring in the upper left ear in the cartilage. So Amber, at the time of her disappearance, lived with her grandparents, Norris and Kathleen Bergener, on Lincoln Road in Idaho Falls, Idaho. She was last seen on September 14th, 2001. That evening, she spoke on the phone with her sister until around 10 p.m. Her grandparents went to bed at around 10:30, and according to them, at that time when they went to bed, she was still in her bedroom. Kathleen woke up at approximately 1 a.m. So Kathleen was her grandmother. Woke up at approximately 1 a.m. and noticed that although Amber's television set and lights were on, she was not in her bedroom. The back door was unlocked. So Kathleen woke up Norris, the grandfather, and they looked for her together. They couldn't find her, so they called the police. So after that night, she has never been seen or heard from again. Amber's grandparents owned Bergener's Classic Truck and Auto Body Shop, which was joined to their residence. And they say Amber occasionally used the business's computer to email her friends, things like that. She did use it on the night she went missing, and after her disappearance was discovered, the computer monitor was found turned on. However, there's no sign of Amber in that area. One of the shop's pickup trucks vanished from the parking lot on the night that she went missing. The vehicle was discovered abandoned in a nearby parking lot shortly afterwards. The keys were in the ignition, but there was no additional evidence at the scene. It is unclear whether any of the shop's vehicles are connected to Amber's disappearance. So, a man called or named Keith Glenn Mark Hescock has been investigated for possible involvement in Amber's case and also in the disappearance of Stephanie Crane. So I think I've looked at Stephanie Crane's case before too, because that name sounded really familiar. So apparently Hescock kidnapped a 14-year-old. Oh, hold on, let me put up my. I always forget to put up my creeper with the trigger warning. They've changed the layout on StreamYard. There it is. Okay. Just trigger warning. So this Keith Glenn Mark Hescock fella kidnapped a 14-year-old girl from outside of her home in the early morning hours of June 5th, 2002. Apparently, he knew her family. She was able to escape that afternoon when he went to work, and apparently he left her chained to a bed in his home. When the police attempted to arrest him, Hescock fled in his vehicle. He led them on a 40-mile high-speed chase. It ended at a dead-end road in the Big Hole Mountains. There, he apparently took the life of a police dog. He shot and wounded an officer, and then he took his own life. Hescock was a friend of one of Amber's relatives and had previously worked at the auto body shop, but he quit his job about 2 years before Amber disappeared. Her grandparents claim that Hescock had a vendetta against them and had threatened Norris, the grandfather, shortly before Amber went missing. And when she vanished, they immediately believed he was involved. He was the first one that came to mind, for them at least. The police did investigate him at the time, but he did have an alibi, and the authorities did not consider him as a serious suspect until after his death in 2002. So apparently one of his neighbors says that he was hunting in Challis, Idaho, the weekend that Stephanie Crane disappeared from that location. He also owned a yellow pickup truck similar to the one that may be connected to Stephanie's case. Authorities have not been able to link him to either disappearance, Stephanie's or Amber's, however. His only criminal record in Idaho had been for poaching, but he did have felony convictions in other states. Amber left all of her personal belongings behind at her residence, including her paycheck. Her relatives described her as kind of a socially withdrawn. She had few friends, but she was very close to her family, particularly her younger sister. She was a regular churchgoer at the time of her disappearance. Her hobbies included creative writing, photography, piano playing, singing. Sounds like she was just a very talented young lady. Following her high school graduation, Amber took a job as a nanny for 2 children. She was considering enrolling in culinary school, and they say it is highly uncharacteristic of her to leave without warning. So in 2007, in remembrance of Amber, September 14th was officially designated as Idaho Falls Missing Persons Day. Authorities believe that she was abducted from her home, and obviously her case remains unsolved. So that's the basic information. That's a lot of information. So I'm wondering, and I think one of the articles I did find on this was one of the reasons why after this Hescock fellow, after his death is when they kind of started, then is when they consider him a serious suspect. But if you have any information, you can call the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office at 208 529 1200. Right, let me see if I can find the article. Let me take off the Charlie Project parts. Okay. I think this is one of them. So this article is from the eastidahonews.com. It is from September of 2024. And it says 23 years after Amber Hoop's disappearance, her family and officials commemorate Missing Persons Day. So this is, excuse me, when they made, what did they say, September 14th? It says a somber crowd of 50 people gathered to honor Amber Hoops at the Bonneville County Courthouse Saturday afternoon, raising awareness about her disappearance and the cases of dozens of other missing individuals in Idaho. Bonneville County Sheriff's Office spokesman Sergeant Brian Lovell said, 23 years ago today, Amber Hoops went missing, and she has been missing ever since. On September 14, 2001, 21-year-old Hoops was abducted in the night from her grandparents' home, and this is according to her aunt, Audra. Once again, she was last seen at around 10:30 the night before, wearing a white T-shirt, gray and white boxer shorts, and a knee-length terry cloth robe. At 1 a.m., her grandmother woke up, saw that Amber was missing. The light in the bedroom was on, television was on. Her grandparents lived on Lincoln Road in Bonneville, next to the auto body shop. This is basically, so they talk about again about this Hescock fellow, who was one suspect in the case. We've already went over that. It says more than 2 decades later, the case into Amber Hoops is still open and active. A local advocate named Emily, host of the She's Missing podcast, quoted Bergener's account of her grief and heartache. 8 years ago, we lost my brother in death, and I always thought there was nothing worse than death, and this is what it is. For families that are left without answers, the pain of a loved one going missing can feel even more unbearable than the loss from death. The uncertainty hangs over them like a shadow every day. I just can't imagine. Missing Persons Day has been commemorated in Idaho on the anniversary of Amber's disappearance since 2005. This day is to remember those missing through awareness, education, and prevention to provide our community with tools that they need if this nightmare ever happened to their family. Idaho Falls City Councilman Jim Francis and Bonneville County Commissioner John Walker read a joint proclamation issued by the city of Idaho Falls and Bonneville County. It was signed by Mayor Rebecca Casper and County Commissioners Roger Christensen, Brian Reed, and Walker. All missing persons deserve to be searched for regardless of their age. Absolutely. So some numbers, some statistics that they also included in this declaration. In 2001, more than 840,000 missing person reports were logged by the federal government in the United States. In 1 year, 840, or in 2001, 1 year, 840,000 missing persons reports. At the end of 2023, 214 active missing person cases were open in Idaho. Idaho State Police reports that Idaho has 80 missing adults at any one time, and 47,842 missing adults are listed in the NCIC database. So there's just, I mean, we all know that there are unfortunately lots and lots of missing persons, but just hearing the actual numbers, some of these numbers is just overwhelming. A separate declaration from Governor Brad Little declared in 2023, 138 missing person cases were reported in Idaho, with 9 still active and 129 resolved. So that's a good ratio. All of them should be resolved, hopefully will be resolved. But, 9 active, but 129 resolved is not bad. Reports of online enticement increased more than 300% between 2021 and 2023. So I'm wondering, so we all know what was going on, going on 2020, 2023, 24. So I'm wondering, since a lot of people were home, couldn't go out of the house, spending a lot of time online, if I wonder if there was an increase in online, what they call online enticement. That would be interesting to know. In 2023, there were 298 attempted abductions involving 381 children, with over 19,705 incidents reported since 2005. Nationally, of the more than 28,800 reported missing children in 2023, 1 in 6 were likely victims of child trafficking, with 82% of these victims aged between 10 and 14 years old, and 92% are female. Francis called for concrete action from community members to help local law agencies resolve these cases. Francis said, the next time local law enforcement asks the community to make the sacrifice to have cold case detectives dedicated to cold cases, we need people like you to come to the elected officials and say, now is the time. Hallelujah. We need this. It is one concrete step we can do. A proposal to build an East Idaho Forensic Pathology Center serving 17 counties on the Idaho State University campus was voted down by Bangkok County Commissioner in April, so that's discouraging. Currently, forensics research on this half of the state is still in the dark ages. Walker said, we have to go to Boise, and that's time-consuming, costly, and not effective. The delay for the families is unconscionable, and it slows down the process. The memorial raised awareness of the plight of those whose cases still await resolution. Lovell said, we picked this day to memorialize, to recognize, and remember not just Amber Hoops and her family, but the other missing individuals across our state and across the country yet to be discovered, that still have families out there that are still being solved. The Bonneville County Sheriff's Office continues to seek information about Amber's disappearance and all the other unresolved cases. Our hope is to bring awareness and uncover missing pieces of these and other cases that have yet to be discovered, the Sheriff's Office stated in a release. If you have information about an unsolved missing person or cold case, please contact your local law enforcement directly or through 911 or the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office and speak with a detective. Tips and information can always be shared anonymously through East Idaho Crime Stoppers at www.ifcrime.org. In the end, remembering those who have not yet been found keeps hope and their memories alive. Absolutely. That is why I think it's on the Creeper, and it's always on my videos, hashtag never forgotten. This is why I do this, and most other creators who Do missing persons and cold cases do this? So these missing persons are not forgotten. Their memories are kept alive. Their faces, their names, their stories are kept out there. The most important thing. Emily, who I believe, can't remember who Emily was, maybe a family member. Oh no, Emily was the one who I believe did the podcast. Says, don't forget, remember the missing. Every conversation, every shared memory keeps these cases alive. As individuals, we all have a part to play, and our combined efforts, no matter how small they may seem, they really can make a big impact and help bring the truth to light. Absolutely. All right, so that was just so sad. Obviously, all of them are, and I think, but yeah, I think every state, and probably every state may have, or maybe not every state, most cities may have a dedicated day, a missing national, a missing persons day, of some kind, of something of that nature. Let's see if I thought I had something else on Mr. Hescock, but I might not have. Uh, I thought I had something with her parents, maybe. One second, because I know the ones that I've looked at, the hyperlink is a different color, so that's what I'm looking for. Looking for the purple ones. Those are the ones that I looked at. Maybe that wasn't. Let's see. Hold on. I saw one. Oh, one second. Like I said, we're train wrecking here tonight. Maybe this was it. Let me look and see. How's everybody doing out there? Let's see if this has any. I think this just repeats. This one just repeats all the information we've already went over. Yeah. Okay. So that's what that one had a. All right. Let me get to your comments right quick. Get caught up, and then we'll move on to the next one. So that was Amber. So sad, obviously. Ooh, lots of comments have popped up. Let me find where I left off here. Give me a drink. Lots of people popping in. Thank you so much, guys. Right, there's where I left off. Okay. She said, thank you, everyone. Yeah, thoughts and prayers for Texas. Lisa Joe is back. Yes, Skits is from New Zealand. So we have Skits from New Zealand. We have Far, who's from Australia. We have Fritzl, who's from Poland. I know I'm forgetting some. I haven't seen Lance. Has anybody seen Lance from Canada lately? He hasn't been in here in a while. Chris said he is aware of Amber's case. Excellent. There's Tomboy Charm. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. And she's giving me pronunciation. Thank you. Chehalis. I know that was a city or a town that I was in when that. Chehalis, is that right? Thank you. Don't ever be afraid to correct. Nobody ever be afraid to correct me if I say mispronounce the name of anything. a person's name, a city name, a town name, whatever it may be. But welcome, Tomboy. How's Miss Tandy doing? Watching wrestling, I'm assuming. Watching wrestling. There is Miss Heather Brown. Hello, Miss Heather. Good to see you. Always good to see Miss Heather. And I finally made it to back to Dave's live stream Saturday night. He kept us up late. That's all right. Yes, please check out Alan the Prowl. Somebody can throw his link in. Absolutely. He may pop in here. He may have already popped in. I'm really behind in comments. But it's good to see Miss Heather, one of our night owls. Seahawks fan. I know that's somebody I know is, I want to say Miss Tandy, but I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but let me know if I'm wrong or right. But hello. Good to see you. There's Dave. He's probably listening and driving. Hello, Dave. Good to see you. Excellent live Saturday night that he had, for sure. All his lives are excellent. Good to see you too, Dave. Yep. As always, he is listening and driving. Yep, we understand, Dave. Dave says they can't say hi to everyone. Absolutely. We want you to be safe, Dave. Absolutely. Yeah, Miss Barbara says, exactly. Find the missing. It's insane. I know. And I noticed, they ran a story on one of our local news stations the other day, and I've been reading some articles about it, that our missing persons database here in Arkansas is called Never Forgotten Arkansas, and apparently they are upgrading it and improving it, which I was so excited to hear. Because I mean, it's good to have anything, but it just had just basic information. So I'm eager to get a chance to get over and look at it and see what kind of improvements they've made to it. Yep, Miss Barbara says a person goes missing every 40 seconds. That is just horrifying. There's patriotism. Hello, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Absolutely. Justice for Timmy D's, and anybody feel free, anybody and everybody, to put green hearts in the chat for Timmy. Absolutely. Just getting caught up. I don't want to miss anybody. Miss Barbara said that would be amazing. Yes, absolutely. Skit says, don't forget the missing. Absolutely. That is why we are here. Why we are here. I don't know. I haven't seen Arctic. He may be busy. I know he says he's been dealing with family and life a lot lately. And I think he gets migraines too. So he may be feeling under the weather, or he may be lurking in the bushes somewhere. But yes, definitely check out Arctic Fox. He is excellent. Miss Paula says, nice to seeing everyone. Absolutely. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Welcome, Elohasa1. Welcome. Good to have you here. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with us tonight. Learn about some missing persons. When I first saw the E, I thought it was Echoes, but Echoes and Mrs. Echoes are they may be home by now. I don't know how long. I know this weekend they were going to be on the beach somewhere, probably sipping some drinks, celebrating their anniversary. But I think they're probably home. Thank you, Miss Heather. Absolutely. Michelle says, don't forget to press that like button. Absolutely. Uh-oh. Do we have problems? Anybody? We'll see what's going on here. Thank you very much. There is Dave's channel. Yes, Miss Tandy is an excellent person. Is Seahawks fan? Is that Miss Tandy? Am I right? I'm thinking it's Miss Tandy, but okay, Mustang. Okay, I see you. Yes, absolutely. Michelle says, welcome everyone. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications. Also consider becoming a member of this amazing community. Thank you so much, ma'am. Let's see. We'll get caught up. Thank you. Yep, definitely. Did the skits not have a wrench either? I might have to play Dave at some point and throw a duck everybody, throw some wrenches out. Because I thought Miss Barb had one and she doesn't. I thought Skits had one. Thank you everybody for all the green hearts. Just trying to keep up. There we go. Oh, Skits does have a wrench. Okay, sorry. Skits has a wrench. There's their YouTube channel link. Okay, yeah, you've got one. Sorry. My eyes aren't so good. Okay, so we are caught up. Yes, Miss Barbara is. We love Miss Barb, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so mark there once again. Let's see who's next. I'll have to look up the information because yours truly decided to delete all my so who am I looking for? Linda Marie Hatfield. Okay. Decided to delete all my browser bookmarks. Oh, shoot. Oh man, hold on. Almost goodness gracious, there she is. No, not Whips Loose. We want Charlie Project. All right, so this is Linda Marie Hatfield. Linda has been missing since May 30th. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn my camera back on. Linda has been missing since May 30th, 1984 from Garden City, Idaho. Hey, JP. JP is here. He says he made it this time. Welcome, friend. Good to have you here. Okay, so Linda is missing from Garden City, Idaho. She's a white female, 31 years old at the time she went missing. 5'4" tall, 130 pounds, with brown hair and green eyes. She does have a tattoo of 2 doves on her left shoulder. No known clothing description is given. So Linda was last seen on May 29th, 1984 in Garden City, Idaho. She worked her shift at the Hunt Club, and at 1 a.m., a bouncer escorted her to her maroon 1973 Ford Thunderbird. He watched her, or he or she, I'm assuming it's a he, it's a bouncer. He watched her drive away in the direction of her home in Middleton, Idaho. After that, she has never been seen or heard from again. Her husband of 10 years reported her missing the next day after he checked with their friends and family, and none of the friends and family had heard from her. Some Middleton residents did report seeing Linda's car and another car parked in the street. I don't know which street, at around 2 a.m., which was an hour after she left the Hunt Club. They heard what they thought was a man and a woman arguing. At 8:30 a.m. the next day, Linda's car was found in a parking lot of Flora Specialties Inc., which is on South Curtis Road in Boise, Idaho. So I don't know how far that is away from Middleton. But apparently when the car was found, she had not been reported missing at the time that the car was found. When police later processed the vehicle for evidence, they noted that it did have scratches on the right side of the front bumper, consistent with contact with barbed wire, like a barbed wire fence, and grass and weeds were stuck under the bumper. So that's not, I would say that's not normal. Where I live in the country, that would be normal. But in a city, maybe not so normal, especially for a car, for a Thunderbird. Inside the car was an envelope stuffed with play money, some old newspapers, 2 glasses, a can of Budweiser beer, and a book titled Guide for Parents. The white shorts and red halter top that Linda had been wearing the day she went missing were in the trunk of the car, as was her purse, her ID, credit card. Oh, as was her purse, but her ID, credit cards, and money were missing. She did not have any extra clothing at the time of her disappearance. In November of 1984, which was 6 months after Linda went missing, a small clutch purse identified as hers, containing her credit cards, was found in the New York Canal. Now, this is not in New York, but apparently it's called the New York Canal. So this was less than a mile from where her car had been found abandoned. The canal had recently been drained, and the purse was in about 6 inches of water. There was no sign of Linda. Linda's husband stated that she was working as a dancer and a cocktail waitress at the Hunt Club because she wanted to earn money to finish building the family home. She was described as a reliable employee who had worked at the club for 3 years. Her co-workers stated that she was in a good mood on the night of her disappearance. She had not been drinking and said that she planned to drive straight home after work. She has 4 children whom she was close to, and authorities do not believe that she would have abandoned them. It doesn't say how, it doesn't matter how, but it doesn't say how young or old they were at the time. So in 1988, police got a lead in the case. A tipster told them that she had come into some money before she went missing, that Linda had come into some money before she went missing, and had been robbed by several people. The prime suspect in the robbery was a man named Carl Burgess. He frequently visited the Hunt Club. Witnesses reported that Burgess came home on the night of Linda's disappearance in what they say a manic mood and in possession of a woman's set of wedding rings. So apparently, Mr. Burgess had abducted and essayed a Boise woman in 1984. He was later imprisoned for that crime. He passed away in prison in 2001. He was never charged in Linda's disappearance. Linda was declared legally dead, deceased in 1987 at her husband's request, and foul play is obviously suspected in her case, because you had the car with the scratches from the barbed wire, the weeds and dirt under the bumper, clothes missing. They did find the clutch purse in the canal. So yeah, very, very suspicious. But if you have any information, you can call the Ada County Sheriff's Office at 208-577-3000. Just irritates me to no end that I deleted all my, let's see, I deleted all my bookmarks. So this article is just, that's not the one I was going to use. It has all the same information. Bear with me. Okay, maybe this is from 2025. Maybe this is the one I was going to use. So this is from ktvb.com, and as always, all the links to all the source articles that I use are in the description box. So feel free to read them on your own if you want to, share them out, whatever. and this is from April of 2025. The Ada County Sheriff's Office has re-released information on a case involving Linda Hatfield, a Middleton woman who went missing in 1984. While official, no, sorry. While officials have never found the remains of Hatfield, they have decided to reanalyze the case, checking for new evidence or new clues surrounding the disappearance. The case summary, we know the summary. Trying to find I'm just skipping over things that we've already. So by June 4th of that year, several agencies came together and decided to change the case from a missing persons case to a homicide. By November of 1984, the wallet and credit cards were found in the drained New York Canal. 3 years later, the courts ruled that there was clear and convincing evidence that Linda was deceased. So once again, they talk about this witness that came forward and saying that Linda had come into some money and that she was robbed by several people. Primary suspect, Carrie Burgess. It says some reports indicate that Burgess had come home the night of Linda's disappearance. In the manic state. We already talked about that. The ACSO points out that Linda's remains have never been found, and detectives want to learn more about this case. This, once again, is not the article that I had. I know I had an article with, I believe, interviews with family members. Once again, I apologize for the just going through quickly through Google. That one article might have been all that I had on this one. All right, one more page. Okay, so maybe that one article that I read was all that I had. Okay, let me get caught up in your comments again. Get down to where I was at. Okay, let's see. You're more than welcome. Miss Barb says, thank you, everyone. I can't express how grateful I am for all of you. Absolutely. We are grateful to you also, Miss Barbara, for everything that you do. Once again, JP made it. Hello, friend. It's hot in here, as usual. Excellent. JP says, I've been talking to Miss Barb. I've been sharing you out lately and digging into Timmy's case more. Excellent. Dig away. The more people we have digging and sharing and doing videos or whatever, post about Timmy's case, the better. Absolutely. Once again, I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Elahosa says Garden City doesn't seem to be a big town. Yeah. And what does it say? I was wondering how far it was from. Did they say they found the car in Boise? And I was wondering how far away it was from where she disappeared, the town she disappeared from. Yes. I can finally find. Yes, Miss Barbara does have a petition to reopen Timmy's case. I can. I've got it bookmarked. I don't think I deleted it. I can stick it in there if somebody hasn't already. Yep. JP says Linda does not look like the type to abandon her children. Absolutely not. Chris said he wasn't even born when Linda disappeared. She disappeared, what, 84? I was 13 years old. Yeah, Chris is a youngin'. So JP's got a petition going or working on one. Says this is a different type that would include all LE nationwide mandatory actions that they will have to take upon arrival of a new crime scene. That sounds like a good idea. Absolutely. Miss Barb says she remembers hearing about Linda's case when she was a kid. Miss Paula wants to know, was he the only suspect? Burgess, as far as I know. But now they said, let me go back to her Charlie Project information, if I can find it again. So this Carl Burgess, was that his name? But then they had this witness, let me make sure I'm not getting my cases mixed up. This witness came forward apparently and said that a group, he or she alleged that a group of people robbed Linda. I believe is maybe I'm thinking about no, I think it was this one. But apparently Carl Burgess was the only named suspect or person of interest. I know it said somewhere. Okay, yeah, it says in 1988, police got a lead. A tipster told them that Linda had come into some money before she went missing and had been robbed by several people. Then it says the prime suspect was Carl Burgess, who frequently visited the Hunt Club. Once again, witnesses reported that Burgess came home on the night of Linda's disappearance in a manic mood and in possession of a woman's set of wedding rings. So that's the only suspects they listed or they got tips about was this Carl Burgess, the prime suspect, and then this tipster that called in, alleging that Linda had been robbed by several people. So that is it. Yeah, Miss Barb is in Missouri. I'm just reading what JP is saying about his what's going to be in his petition. Sounds like good stuff. I don't know who you're talking to, but yes, absolutely. Whoever you're talking about, patriotism says, I wish more people were like you and others. Just get caught up. Hey, Dazed Romero, another one I haven't seen in a while, says, hey, y'all. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've been here dealing with some medical issues. I hope all are doing well. We hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Thoughts, prayers, and good vibes going to you. Hope you get to feeling better. Let's see. I'm just getting caught up. Oh, JP's always rambling. I'm always rambling too. I'm rambling right now. Romero says was supposed to have a surgery for my try to say it right, neurofibromatosis tomorrow, but too much internal bleeding, so had to hold off until I have a few more procedures. Bless you, bless you. We will be thinking about you, absolutely. Okay, let me find. Somebody was asking about Miss Barb's petition for Timmy. Yep, there it is. I will put the link in the chat, and then we will move on to the next case. Oh no. If I can do what I'm supposed to be doing here. All right, should come up in a minute. There is the petition for Ms. Barr's petition for Timmy. And also, while I'm putting in Arctic Fox, also, speaking of reforming stuff, making stuff better, Arctic Fox also has a petition to standardize the Amber Alert system, which is very important. So I will put that link in there also. One second. There we go. There is Arctic's petition to standardize the Amber Alert system. Absolutely, Romero said. Breathing, still, I'm winning. That's all that matters. Live for today. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep, Romero says most cold cases with advancement in tech could be solved. That is true. I believe that. I believe that. Absolutely. All right. I'll mark right there. Let's see who we got next. Let's see who I have to look up next. Romero says it's a matter of resources and people that care. Yes, you are correct. Okay, so Tina Marie Finley. Give me 1 second to find her. Oh, well. Oh, my goodness. Is there a full moon tonight or something? It's not Monday the 13th, is it? All right, Tina Marie Finley missing. There's her Charlie Project information. I'll get a drink. All right. So Tina has been missing since March 7th, 1988 from Benoit County, Idaho. She is a Native American female. She was 25 years old when she went missing. She'll be 62 years old as of 2025. At the time she went missing, she was 5'3" to 5'7", 135 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. And she is a Coeur d'Alene Native American Indian. She was last seen wearing a gray jacket, brown slacks, and high heels. So Tina was last seen on the Coeur d'Alene. Once again, don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Indian Reservation in Benoit County during the evening hours on March 7th, 1988. She was near Tensed, Ohio, and Tensed, Idaho, and Plummer, Idaho at the time of her disappearance. She went to the Circle H saloon, and a man there said that he gave her, a ride to Plummer, dropping her off a quarter of a mile from her home. The man later did pass a polygraph in connection with the disappearance, with Tina's disappearance. She has never been heard from again, and it was raining heavily in the area on the night that she vanished. Shortly after she vanished, her purse, ID card, and shoes were found on the side of U.S. Highway 95, which does bisect the reservation. Authorities found some of her other belongings in an abandoned house and a car in DeSmet, Idaho, and her jacket in a home in Plummer. So they're finding her stuff lots of different places. So just in my uneducated deduction reasoning, that could be multiple, I don't know about multiple crime scenes, but just multiple places to look into. I'm sure they did, hopefully. Foul play is obviously suspected in her case. Said that Tina did lead a troubled life prior to her disappearance. She had 6 siblings. Her family did split up due to alcoholism. Tina and her siblings were put in foster homes. She ran away from hers to Washington and then to California. And then eventually she came to live with her uncle. She held several jobs. She was considering enrolling at North Idaho College at the time of her disappearance. Obviously unsolved. So if you have any information, you can call the Benoit County Sheriff's Office at 208-245-2555. Once again, let me see what article I had, if I can find it. Okay, so here's one that I had. Talking about the reward, or a reward, if it'll come up. This is from March of 2017. It was updated in January of 2023. On the 29th anniversary of her disappearance, the FBI is offering a $10,000 reward for information that could lead them to a woman last seen in 1988. Tina Marie Finley was 25 years old when she was last seen in Plummer, Idaho. Once again a member of the Coeur d'Alene tribe. Investigators believe she may have been the victim of foul play. The FBI said it is committed to solving this case and want people to know they have not given up on solving it. They're hoping the reward and flyer will help generate new leads in the case. It just goes over the information we've already went over. It says if you have any information about what may have happened to Tina, you can call the FBI's Salt Lake City tip line at 801-579-6637. You can also call your local FBI office. So that was that about the reward. Let me see if I had anything else. Guys, once again, I apologize. We're moving a little bit slow tonight because I'm having to look things up here on the fly. Maybe this one. Let me see. I'm just looking at the ones that I know that I looked at when I was researching. Because I know I found articles with family members. Nope, that's not anything new. Like I said, 1 second. Bear with me while I'm looking for right quick. I found some really good articles, because usually I have trouble finding articles besides Charlie Project. So I was so excited that I was able to find articles on most of these. Maybe that was the only thing. Yeah, I guess that was about the reward. Maybe that was the only thing I could find regarding Tina. All right. Let me check your comments one more time, and then we will move on to the next. Find where I left off. Okay, there we go. Okay. Thank you very much. Elahosa said they signed the petition. Thank you very much. Romero says, I think I remember that. It says, as a matter of fact, last time I was in your stream, it was about Alaska missing people. I posted the new numbers. I called them all and offered services to help, but they never got a response. I remember that. I remember you saying that. Absolutely. Yep. Romero says, shows how much they don't bother or have time. Free resources offered and still no response. Thank you, Miss Heather. Sign the petition. Thank you so much, ma'am. Welcome, Crimezilla. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Romero says it was 5 years old when Tina disappeared. Tomboy says there were a lot of kids who used to hitch rides from Lewiston to St. Marie's from Chip chip truck drivers. Yep. Romero says a lot of reservations do not follow state laws and are exempt, which is why they go unsolved. Yeah. Don't, I believe reservations have their own separate law enforcement system. So and they have do things a lot different from what we think of as common, law enforcement. So I get what you're saying. Thank you, Miss Paula also signed. Romero says if someone on the reservation committed the crime, a state cannot do anything. Reservation officers don't want the bad rep, so most things, including DV and SA, are not even looked into. You are correct. We've done a lot of live streams and tried to bring more awareness to MMIP, MMIW cases, and you're absolutely correct. La Hosta said, I signed, but shows same number of signatures. You might have to refresh the page, or it might take it a minute to update. JP says he tried to make a vid, but his mic wouldn't work. See, I don't have anything fancy. You know me, I have my phone, I have my laptop, and my mic is my earbud that's got the little mic thing on it that I can, when I remember to, after I go in and do the setting to a wired headset on the StreamYard, so it'll pick it up. Romero says this happens today on many reservations. SA of young teen girls are overlooked. Absolutely. Yeah, and just I think this past week, one of my videos I uploaded was MMIW. Let's see. Another good point. Romero says also, if they are unalived and buried on native land, there is nothing the state can do. Absolutely. Romero says if native land is proven to be much of a safety issue, too much of a safety issue, the state will step in and reclaim land, so they don't want the negative press. Gotcha. Elahosa says, I worry they reopen but don't actually investigate further. Some cases that's true, but I'm hoping that in most of the cases they do, they do. I'm hoping that they investigate further. Miss Barb says, Mr. Steve at True Crime Web gave them all the information. They still won't do anything. I know. It burns me up. Let's see. I'm just getting caught up. We'll go to the next one. Romero says, yes, some native land has these, especially ones that involve casinos. Yeah, there are a lot of casinos on some native land. Romero says that here in Wisconsin, Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and a few others are more regulated. Thank you for all the good information you're giving us, Romero. It's very much appreciated. See, that's why I stop and go through chat and read comments, because you guys are smart, have good information. Did I miss Dee Dee? Is she here? I missed her first comment. Hey, Dee Dee, how are you doing, Diana? Good to see you, ma'am. Please do check out Dirty Diana's channel. Excellent channel. Somebody, she has a rent. She can throw in the link, or somebody can Yeah, she did. She did sneak in like a ninja. I try to. Now I see some of her comments. I don't know how I missed them before. Anyway, good to have you here, Diana. Always good to see Didi. Okay, we are caught up. So we'll move on since I have to look up. So Krystyn Dunlap is Krystyn. Okay, should come up when I start typing. Once again, forgive me for having to TY. There she is. Okay. All right. So this is Krystyn Ray Dunlap. So Krystyn has been missing since October 14th, 1994 from Boise, Idaho. She is a white female. She was just 17 years old when she went missing. She'll be 48 years old as of 2025. At the time she went missing, she was 5'4", 140 pounds, with blonde hair and green eyes. Her nickname is Christy. She may use the last name Bose, Bosse, and or Dunlap Bose. She wears eyeglasses, and she has a 1-inch scar on her buttocks. She is diagnosed with ADHD. It does not give a clothing description. Okay, so Krystyn disappeared from Boise on October 14th, 1994. She left a note for her family saying that she had to get away, but she would return in 1 year's time. A friend of hers said she had wanted to travel to Oregon to get away from her boyfriend. She had had a troubled childhood. She had run away from home before, but she would always return home voluntarily. Prior to her October 1994 disappearance, she had never been gone for longer than a week without getting in touch with a friend or relative. Krystyn is known to have taken a job at a hotel in McCall, Idaho, after she went missing, but apparently that only lasted for 1 day. Some friends and acquaintances reportedly had contact with her between October and mid-December of 1994, but after that, they never heard from her again. Around that time, she also stopped collecting the social security benefits that she had been receiving since her father's death. Prior to her disappearance, Krystyn had been seeing Charles Corey Castro. He was 10 years older than she. He was reportedly married, and some DV was going on against Krystyn by him, allegedly. He had allegedly threatened her to stop her from telling the police that he had assaulted her. He was one of the last people known to have seen Krystyn prior to her disappearance. So everybody get your red flags out. Miss Barr's probably already got hers out. Castro was on parole at the time of Krystyn's disappearance and stated he broke off communication with her after his parole officer told him that he could not see her anymore. So in 1998, he was convicted of SAing his new girlfriend. Trigger warning. He was convicted of SAing his new girlfriend's child. He was listed on the SO registry as a result. He said he was questioned about Krystyn's case in 2011 and passed a polygraph. And he maintained his innocence in her disappearance. I don't think I put. Okay, so the smaller photo on the side is an age progression of Krystyn to age 40. Sorry, I forgot to mention that a while ago. In January of 2022, Castro was GSW'd and killed by the police in Murphy, Idaho. Deputies with the Owyhee, once again, I apologize, OWYHEE County Sheriff's Office were called to the address to serve him with a civil protection order, which required him to move out of the home that he shared with his wife. According to the officers, when they told Castro he had to leave, he became agitated. He charged them while holding a weapon. He refused to drop it when ordered. So we all know what happens when, what happens in those kinds of situations. Krystyn's case is now considered to be an endangered missing child rather than a runaway. Her loved ones stated that she was very close to her younger brother. They do not think she would have abandoned him. Authorities are searching for a certain vehicle that may have been involved in her case. It is a 1989 Z28 Camaro. Oh, and I didn't put the picture of it. It is blue or gray, bluish, grayish green color. The one authorities are looking for was painted gray in 1994, but could be a different color now. The VIN number is 1G1FP21E3KL147418. Once again, the links are in the description. Police have tracked the vehicle, and it was sold and given away multiple times after 1994. The last known location for it was in Sun Valley, Nevada in approximately 2003. So since it was, so I don't know if they were looking into it as a possible witness. They say it could have been involved in the case. So if they're looking at it in terms of not a witness, but a possible offender, since it was passed around so many times, any kind of evidence they might find in it, if anything ever came of it, went to court, most likely would not be admissible. They say foul play is possible in her case, which remains unsolved. So if you have any information, you can call the Boise Police Department at 208-377-6790. And I believe this article is the one I had for her. It is from idahonews.com. It is from, when is it from? I believe it's from May of 2024, so about a year ago. A little bit over a year ago. BPD, Boise PD, and family of a homicide victim asking for help. So in the fall of 1994, 17-year-old Krystyn Rae Dunlap Bowes was reported as a runaway after leaving a note to her family saying that she would be back in a year and she needed to get away. 4 years later, she was listed as missing and endangered. Chuck Roth, a violent crimes detective at the Boise PD, said detectives were still trying to follow up with leads to see her whereabouts. The case went cold, and it was reopened back in 2011. The case was reopened again in 2021. Detective Roth said, some abundance of information came forward that we're able to work with. This is no longer a missing persons case. It's a homicide offender that we're trying to investigate. This is what led us to where we are today. BPD and Krystyn's family are asking the public for any information about a gray 1989 RS Camaro. Shoot, sorry, stuff's popping up. Go away. Sorry, ads keep popping up. So they're asking the public for any information about a gray 1989 RS Camaro, as they believe it was used to transport her body after she was her life was taken. So they are looking for it in regards to part of the crime. So I'm no expert. Obviously, we need Mr. Steve here, since it was passed around so many times. But then if it has her blood in it, then that would, I mean, surely they could use that in court if anything ever came of it. Because I know in the Morgan Dick case from here in Arkansas, Billy Jack Links was a prime suspect, and his truck that he allegedly used in Morgan's kidnapping and homicide had been missing, passed around for 20 years. They found the current owner of it a few years ago, found a hair sample and some other samples and matched it to Morgan's hair. So I'm assuming if they found blood or any kind of DNA of Krystyn's in this car, if they ever find it, I'm assuming maybe they could use it. So the podcast Lost and Found of Muscle Cars reached out to BPD and produced a segment on the vehicle. The car was last seen in Sun Valley, Nevada in 2000 and has not been registered since or destroyed or recycled in any way. Detective Roth says the previous owners of the car are not connected to the case, and the new owners will get the car back. He said, we will borrow it for a short time, get the evidence we need, and give it back if they find it. Roth encouraged people to think about the family and how they are feeling. He said, we are trying to get the final piece of the puzzle so the family can start moving on and justice is served. Krystyn's mom, Kim Dunlap Bowes, said, quote, we need your help. We are not just a story in a book. We are real people, just like your mom, your dad, going through what they would go through if you went missing. Absolutely. So hopefully, maybe at some point they can, somebody will come forward. Maybe they can find this car. And if they do, maybe they could find some evidence, some DNA. Let's see if I had anything else on her. How long? Well, only an hour and a half. We're doing good. Let's see if I had anything else. So I'm not looking for the vehicle. One second. Like I said, I apologize, guys, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right. Let me see what this is. This ads kill me. Oh, well, that's not going to give me anything. Man, thought I had something. Oh, apparently that was it. Okay. All right, let me get back into your comments right quick. Getting back down to, I know I marked it. Summers, it's here. Okay, there it is. All right. Good to see you once again, Miss DD. What scared the life out of you, JP? JP said something scared the life out of him. JP was so scared his blizzard melted. Romero's lived in a lot of places: Chicago, West Point, Mississippi, Bonita Springs, Florida, Lakewood, Colorado. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, when I was sponsored for skateboarding. Cool. Wisconsin is home. Let's see. Now JP is waving. Yep, I knew Miss Barb would have some red flags. Um, Miss Barbara says she feels safer in the cities of Missouri than in the small towns. Uh, I know what you're saying. I live in very small town, less than maybe 2,000, a little bit less than 2,000, and unfortunately, the illegal substances and the corruption is back in the day you used to see it mainly in the bigger cities, but it's so I was going to say slowly, fastly over the years, been creeping into the smaller communities, unfortunately. But big cities are still big cities. I don't like going into the big cities if unless I absolutely have to. Yep, Romero says I don't do cities no more. I feel you. I feel you. Because our closest big city is Little Rock, North Little Rock, from where I live, and it's getting bad there. And I mean, when I was growing up in a teenager, young adult in the '80s and early '90s, I mean, me and my friends, 16, as soon as we got our driver's license, we'd hop in the car and uh, go to North Little Rock or Little Rock, go to the malls and hang out. And now you hear about uh, incidents happening in malls. What a few malls that are left nowadays. You hear about all these incidents happening. It's just scary. Just getting caught up. Uh, Heather says, I just want to see nothing. My trees and some water would be nice. Tiny house about. Ooh, I want a tiny house so bad. Oh, I would love to have a tiny house. Yep. Romero said, and people in small towns go out to just chill. Yep. JP says, sounds like the Pennington case almost. Uh, Oops, nothing's moving. There we go. Miss Diana is going to go lurk for a minute while doing dishes. Uh, I'm almost caught up. We will move on. You're fine. Ramel says, you're sorry for talking so much. Nope, that's what chat is for. Chat away. Absolutely. Yep, JP says some days you just need to lurk. Absolutely. Um, I'm almost caught up, maybe. Oh, now you're going to have that song going through my head. I hear that on the radio all the time, but I listen to the apparently my music that I listen to when people of a certain age, our music is classic rock now, classic music. I heard that song. I hear that song almost every day on the radio when I'm working, sitting in the car. Uh, Miss Barb's gonna water her plants. I don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else. Yeah, I was a young adult in the early '90s. I graduated in '89. So I was, 18, 19, 20 in my 20s and early 30s in the 90s. Yep, the 70s were great years. I was born in '71. My mom grew up in '70 in the '70s. Oh, goodness. Lots more. Miss Barbara says she would like to have a tiny house out in the middle of nowhere myself. Absolutely. Chris says on Krystyn's case, I don't think that the bad, creepy guy did it. That's fair. That's fair. Just getting caught up. Yes, I love the song that JP did for me for Southern Gal True Crime. I still, when I get back from my trip this week, hopefully this coming weekend when we get back, we'll be back either, we're leaving Wednesday, we'll be back either Saturday or Sunday. And I'm going to start using it for my intro to my videos and my live streams. Oh, I love that movie. Love that movie. Oh, I think me and Romero are going to be good friends. Goodfellas. Goodfellas. It's one of my favorite movies in the whole world. Yep, I think that's what Miss Barb was talking about. Yep. Yep. Love Goodfellas. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm pushing so okay. Back to business. All right. Let me mark there. Let's see who we got next. Lynette Culver. I've definitely heard of this case before. Hold on, give me 1 second to get her information up. I still can't believe I deleted all my bookmarks. Okay. All right. So this is Lynette Culver. She's been missing since May 6th of 1975 from Pocatello, Idaho. She was just 12 years old when she went missing. And I think this is the one that they tried that Bundy confessed to, but I don't know if they've ever. And a lot of people think that she was one of Bundy's victims, if I'm thinking about the right one. Anyway, she was 12 years old when she went missing. She'll be 62 years old as of 2025. At the time she went missing, she was 5'2" to 5'3" and 110 pounds with brown hair and blue eyes. As she appeared older than her actual age in 1975. Yeah, she in these pictures, she definitely looks older than 12 to me. Lost my place. She has a mole on her lower left cheek. She was last seen wearing a maroon jacket with a fur collar, a red checkered shirt, and blue jeans. So Lynette was last seen in Pocatello on May 6, 1975. Sorry, my nose has been itching all day. She left Alameda Junior High School for her lunch break, and she never returned. That afternoon, she boarded a bus at Hawthorne Junior High School, bound for Fort Hall. After that, she has never been seen or heard from again. Investigators initially believed that she ran away, perhaps to a nearby Native American reservation, but they began to suspect foul play as time passed and nobody saw or heard from her. So serial offender Ted Bundy confessed to Lynette's homicide shortly before his 1989, he got the DP. He claimed that he abducted Lynette and took her to a room at a Holiday Inn where he essayed her, drowned her in a bathtub, and dumped her body in the Snake River. So apparently Bundy reportedly provided personal details about Lynette's life in his confession, but authorities have not entirely accepted his statement. They believe that Lynette's disappearance could have been connected to 4 other cases in the late 1970s and early 1980s where girls from Pocatello were abducted and their lives were taken. And these are cases which they say Ted Bundy could not have been responsible for. Lynette was the first of the 4 of the girls to go missing 3 months before Bundy's arrest. In July of 1978, 12-year-old Tina Anderson and 15-year-old Patricia Campbell disappeared. Their bodies were found in Oneida County, Idaho in October of 1981. 14-year-old Linda Smith disappeared in June of 1981. Her body was found in May of 1982. The last homicide was 14-year-old Cindy Bringhurst. She disappeared in June of 1983, and she was found about a month later south of Pocatello. So all of these cases remain unsolved, and investigators haven't definitively linked them, but they note that it would be unusual, and I agree, for 5 girls in that age group to disappear from a relatively small city within an 8-year span. Police are hoping that with new forensic technologies, they will be able to solve the homicides and find Lynette's body. So that it just goes into some of Ted Bundy's he suspected of many disappearances. He confessed to some. So Lynette was the youngest of 3 children, one of whom passed away before she was born. She was born in Washington, moved to Idaho in 1967. She lived with her family on Fairbanks Street. She did have a good relationship with her family in 1975. She was in the 7th grade. She was a good student. She was considered a normal preteen, although she did have some problems with school truancy. She remains listed as just a missing person. So if you have any information, you can call the Pocatello Police Department. It doesn't give the number. Call local. You can always call your local law enforcement, 911, if you're in that area or not in that area. They can get you in touch with the proper authorities. All right, let me see what I had. On Lynette. Once again, gotta go through the Google machine a little bit to see what I had here. Hey, Miss Darlene, good to see you, ma'am. Good to see. Always, please check out Miss Darlene's channel. She has an excellent channel. She is a wonderful advocate. Absolutely do. I need to give Miss Darlene. I've got to go through and pull a Dave and start throwing some wrenches at some point. I thought I had given Miss Darlene a wrench. Anyway, let me see. Come on, where am I? I'm so mad at myself. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe most of them were just talking about the possible Bundy connection. I'm not seeing any links that I looked at. Romero says, normally I wouldn't care what people think, but I like this chat. Thank you so much. Yes, anybody with a wrench can throw in Miss Darlene's channel. Absolutely. Her channel link. Absolutely. All right, maybe I didn't have. Let's see what this is. So this is from the Idaho State Journal.com. Is from July of this year. Oh man. Thought it was going to throw me behind a paywall. Apparently it is throwing me behind a paywall. Well, never mind that one. They dedicated a bench to her. Well, now it won't let me leave the site. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm just making sure I did not overlook. Yeah, everything I'm seeing is just about the possible Bundy connection. Okay. All right, let me get back down. One second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, once again, welcome, Miss Darlene. Good to have you here. JP says he needs more sleep. He's getting goofy. Aren't we all? As Paula says, do they have any suspects in Lynette's case? Not that. The only thing that they mentioned in the Charlie Project was that Bundy confessed, but they're not entirely. I don't think they're entirely convinced that he did it. Let's see. Yep, this is true. Romero says no BS though. Men and women of that era looked well beyond their age. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, Miss Darlene says my friend's ex-wife's family lived down the road from Bundy. That's scary. Yep, Romero says high school football players in the 70s and 80s look like grown men who'd been through 3 divorces. Absolutely. I agree. Uh, yep, absolutely. That's the way I was raised. Miss Darlene says that we had to grow up quickly. Children were to be seen but not heard. Yep, absolutely. You are correct. Michelle says, I thought Bundy never confessed to have taken the life of a child. I don't know, honestly. I haven't. I mean, I've obviously read stuff about Bundy, but now I have read the possibility that Anne Marie Burr could have been his first victim or a victim. I think maybe his first victim. People have theorized that. Um, okay, Michelle says, check this out when you have a chance. Oh man, I can't click on that link from StreamYard. So what is it from the Ada County? Oh, the sheriff's office. I might have. Let me wait. Let me go back and 1 minute. 1 minute. I thought maybe I saw that somewhere. Uh, well, I'm not finding it. Just because I'm looking for it, I can't find it. I will absolutely read it. Thank you, Michelle. Um, Usually official things like that pop up on the first page on Google, but this is the one I tried to read. Okay, so I did find this from the Idaho Statesman regarding the possible Bundy connection. From November 2024, serial offender Ted Bundy said girl in Boise was a victim. Officials want to identify her. 50 years ago, Ted Bundy, oh, that might not be about her, was driving through the Treasure Valley while moving from Seattle to Salt Lake City. No, I don't think that's about. Never mind. That is not about this case, I don't believe. Sorry. Okay. All right. Let me get back. Oh, you're fine, Ramiro. You're fine. Thank you so much. Oh, dadgummit. There we go. Thank you so much. I don't know if you're leaving, but thank you for being here if you are. Always good to have Mustang here. Um, all right, Mustang. Thank you so much. What? Hold on. Wait. What's wrong? What happened, Mustang? Did I miss something? Who times you out? Hold on. I've never seen whoever time if somebody timed Mustang out. I have never Mustang's never done anything to be timed out for. Mustang, email me, or if you're on Facebook, messenger me and let me know who it is. I mean, no, Mustang, definitely please come back. No, Mustang has never, ever, ever done or said anything to be timed out or kicked out for. So I don't know who kicked Mustang out, but it's whoever it was. Uh, I want to know what's going on because Mustang is one of no, that's not no. I don't believe for a second that Mustang would do or say anything to be timed out or kicked out. Mustang's a member, a longtime subscriber, longtime supporter. I want to know what's going on. I want to know who did it. I want to know who did it. So Mustang, if you're still here, if you're listening, or if anybody knows, or whoever did it, I want to know. Now I'm mad. Now I'm upset. Y'all have never seen me upset about. Yeah, you see me upset about cases, but not about somebody being timed out or kicked out that definitely should not be. So I'm very upset right now. Welcome, Anna Lizette. Good to have you here, ma'am. She says Bundy passed through on his way to Colorado and unalived a woman near Boise. Yep, there's Miss Darlene's link. You, if you're still here, Mustang, I understand about not wanting to start drama, but you can let me know. Hold on. Sorry, Manette. If you know who did it, email me right here at southerngaltruecrime@hotmail.com. Or if I don't know if you're on Facebook with me or not, you can messenger me, Facebook messenger me if you are. If not, email me, let me know who and what's going on, and I will take care of it. Absolutely. I don't want to. Yeah, you are a valued member of this community. Um, So Miss Anna says there was almost a break in an old case last fall out of Chalice, Idaho. A young girl was snatched. Basic thought is her remains are in a cave near the Idaho-Montana border. Yep, kidnapped hitchhiker teen. Oh, really? I will take care of it. Okay. On this channel or right now? On her channel, I can't do anything about it, but on this channel, I can. Right, we're gonna just okay. It'll be taken care of as far as my channel goes. Okay. I got you, Mustang. All right. Anna says there are thousands of square miles of wide open spaces here in the West, places to hide bodies. And yeah, the Daybells buried their guilt in Chad's backyard. Not very smart. That's true. Yes, we definitely love Mustang around here. Absolutely. Yeah, you're talking about Lynette. Darlene says, look like she had been through a lot. You can see it in her eyes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Mustang, I'll take care of it. Most definitely. Matter of fact, one second. You're fine, Ramiro. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm still here. I'm gonna take care of something right quick. Uh, then we will get back to business. I promise. I just have to go to the YouTube side. I can't do it on StreamYard side. Bear with me, guys. You are very welcome, Mustang. One second. You, God, my computer and my farm signal is very slow as usual. Uh, okay. I'm almost there, guys. I promise. I promise. Oh, I might not be able to do it. I can. I will do it though. Oh, I can. Okay. Um, there we go. Taken care of. Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys, but Thank you, Heather. Love you too. Uh, let's see. Just trying to get back down to thank you, Mustang. Appreciate it very much. I fixed it. Yes, absolutely. Michelle says, let's not forget how amazing and loving this community is. Absolutely. All right. Now I lost, completely lost my train of thought here. Okay, so we did Lynette. Okay, and I couldn't find any additional. All right, so we have Stephanie Lynn Crane is next. Let me get her information. One second. Uh, Come on. There it is. All right, let me get one more drink. So this is Stephanie Lynn Crane. No, Jesus. I almost kicked myself out of the studio. Okay. This is Stephanie Lynn Crane. She has been missing since October 11th, 1993 from Challis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Idaho. This is classified as a non-family abduction. She's a white female. She was just 9 years old. This is probably the youngest one we have tonight. She would be 40 years old as of 2025. At the time she went missing, she was 4'2" and 65 to 85 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. It said that she has a cowlick on the right side of her hairline and a scar near her right eye. Her hair is very thick and curly. Her face is freckled. She has a space between her two upper front teeth. Some agencies spell her middle name Lynn with two N's instead of one. And her nickname is Steffi. So Stephanie's mother gave her some money for a snack and dropped her off at the Chalice bowling alley on October 11th, 1993. She went bowling with friends and then departed at approximately 4:45 p.m. She was last seen on Highway 93 towards Chalice High School at approximately 6 p.m. that evening. The school was across the street from the bowling alley. Accounts differ as to whether Stephanie was going to the high school for soccer practice or whether she was heading to her home, which was about 500 yards away. By 8:15 p.m., she had not arrived home. Her parents notified the police. An extensive search covering 7,000 square miles, that's a lot of miles, in 2 counties turned up no sign of her. A yellow pickup truck with red pinstripes was seen in the area around the time that she vanished, and it may be connected to her disappearance. So once again, in the Amber Hoops case, Keith Glenn Mark Hescock has been investigated for possible involvement in Stephanie's case, and also once again the disappearance of Amber that we discussed earlier. He's the one that kidnapped the 14-year-old girl from outside her home in the early morning hours of June 5th of 2002. She was able to escape. He had chained her to a bed in his home. He's the one they got into a high-speed chase with, and all that mess. And then he ended up taking his own life. So let's go back to him. Okay, so Hescock had previously worked for Amber Hoop's grandparents, and his neighbors say that he was in Chalice the weekend that Stephanie disappeared from that location. He also owned a yellow pickup truck similar to the one that may be connected to Stephanie's case. And Stephanie's great-grandparents believe he was the, quote, weird guy with a yellow pickup truck who camped next to them when they went camping near Twin Peaks, Idaho, the weekend before Stephanie went missing. Authorities have not been able to link Hescock to either Stephanie or Amber Hoop's disappearances, however. His only criminal record in Idaho had been for the poaching. He did have felony convictions in other states. So this, according to Charlie Project, it says authorities have 5 to 10 persons of interest in Stephanie's case. None of them are family members. One of them, which is a woman, refused to answer any questions without an attorney present. Another male took a polygraph on the case, and his answers were, quote, deceptive but inconclusive. Investigators believe Stephanie was taken against her will by a stranger. Her case obviously is unsolved. She has 3 younger sisters. She was described as a tomboy who was part of the youth bowling league and enjoyed going hunting and fishing with her father. Her parents divorced in mid-1994. Both of them are now deceased. Her mother passed away in 1997 and her father in 2012, both of natural causes. Her sisters and many members of her extended family are still alive, however, and obviously want to find out what happened to her. So if you have any information on Stephanie's case, you can contact the Custer County Sheriff's Office at 208-879-2232. All right, let me see what I was able to find on Stephanie. Okay. So this article is police still investigating Chalice girl's disappearance 31 years later. This article is from October of 2024. Get rid of these ads. They're very annoying. So Stephanie Crane from Chalice went missing 31 years ago. She would have turned 40 on September 28th, but her birthdays were cut short. The Custer County Sheriff's Office said that it has followed many leads since that time, and although many have been investigated, no one has ever found Stephanie or know what happened to her. In a Sheriff's Office statement said some of these persons have been cleared, and there are still some that are considered as possibly having something to do with her disappearance. These persons are still being looked into. For police, the hard part about Stephanie's disappearance is that there was never a crime scene and no witness of her being taken. She was last seen between the Chalice High School and the Chalice Lanes bowling alley. The news release stated it is unlikely that Stephanie ran away or disappeared voluntarily. However, she has never been found. Earlier this year, the CCSO received an anonymous tip about Crane and began searching an area of backcountry with the Idaho State Police, the Lemhi County Sheriff, and the National NCMEC. Nothing was found, unfortunately. The search did lead law enforcement to believe other areas should be searched as well. The CCSO says this is an ongoing search. As of now, we have not located anything. Police are asking anyone with information to call the Sheriff's Office at 208-879-2232. To remain anonymous, they can call the tip line at 208-879-5372, leave a message. People can also call NCMEC at 1-800-THE-LOST, which is 1-800-842-5678. Or they can send an email to stephaniecranetips@gmail.com. All right. So let me see if there's anything else that I had. Just trying to keep an eye on chat here. Trying to multitask. Not seeing anything else. Ow, my feet are hurting tonight. But when you get old like me, everything hurts. Okay, I'm not finding anything else that I had read. Okay. All right. Let me get back in chat and see what's going on. Ooh, it's hot in here. All right. All right, there's where I was at. Mustang, you have nothing to be sorry about. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, Anna says that's the one from. Okay, is that the one you were talking about? That's Stephanie. Last fall there was a clue, but it didn't work out. Snatched off the street. Yeah, absolutely. Anna says they have a good idea. Anna always has very good information. Also, says they have a good idea about the creep who likely took her. He was the object of a police chase high into the mountains where he unalived himself. Gotcha. Oh, really? And also says Hescock was from Eastern Oregon. I have a loose connection to that family. Anna says there are terrible rumors about this case. Supposedly, yeah, that in one of those articles that I was going to read from that I deleted out of my browser, I remember this. But Anna says there are terrible rumors about this case. Supposedly, her remains are in a cave on the Idaho-Montana border. Maybe other victims there too. Yes, I remember reading that. Unfortunately, I couldn't find that article. Just skimming through quickly. Um, yep. This girl wasn't a runaway or hitchhiker. She was grabbed and abducted. Yep, I agree. Let's see. It's getting caught up. Anna says that border area, Idaho, Montana, is really steep and rugged. Oh yeah, so that would make it difficult to search. All right, Romero. I hope you get to feeling better. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Good to see you back. Wait a minute. Did I miss Sunday Doodles? Hold on. Hold on. Oh my goodness. There you are. Almost missed Sunday Doodles. Hello, Sunday. Good to see you. Almost missed you. I'm sorry. We've had a bit of stuff going on here tonight between me messing up and other stuff. But good to have you here, Sunday. Good to see you. Um, I'm glad you're doing well. Absolutely, Replay Crew is awesome. And if you're watching on Replay Crew, thank you. We love you. We love the Replay Crew. Thank you. Chris says I've never heard of Stephanie's case, but I will look into it tomorrow. Excellent. And yeah, and when we get done here, before we leave, I've got some or not updates, but about the videos I recorded tonight, because on the last live stream, was it when did we have it? Thursday night. I had lots of suggestions from people that of cases that people wanted me to cover or do video of. And I'm still going to do the one, Chris, that you sent to me also. Wait a minute. Where at? Doodle says, sorry, there's another girl deceased. Where at? What are you talking about, Doodle? Is it something I need to look up and talk about? I can do it. I can do it, ma'am. Absolutely. Love to all the mods. Yeah, Anna says, says a lot of earthquakes are happening up near Chalice. Maybe a mountain will split open and this case will be solved. That is a good point. That could happen. Yep, Mustang says there are way too many people missing. Absolutely. In Texas, what is her name, Miss Doodle? Anna says the suspect was a really terrible person. Many of us think he got more than one young girl. Oh, okay, I got you, Doodle. Oh, oh, yeah, we were talking about Texas earlier. Everything happened in Texas earlier. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Yep, absolutely. Okay. All right, let's see who we have next. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. All righty. Yes. Let's hope and pray that they can find some more. Always want to be hopeful and positive that they will find, hopefully they'll find more alive. Absolutely. But the longer it goes on, it's just, Doodle says, I kind of took the second graders under my wing. All right. Sorry, gathering my thoughts here for a second. All right, so those were our cases. I thought we went through them. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to. That's what I was hinting at. Yeah, it's a recovery mission now, but I really hope that they get closure. Absolutely. And the unfortunate thing is though, and I hate to be so negative. I do. You know me. Anybody who knows me knows I hate to be negative. Always try to look at the positive, but unfortunately, with the flash floods, I mean, they could be miles and miles and miles downriver. But I mean, that doesn't mean that they can't or won't be found eventually. But yeah, it's just so hard. Miss Paula, you're talking to me or Doodle? I know Dave. Not last night. Well, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Dave talked a lot about. We watched a lot of news footage and stuff on it. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, absolutely. Yep, Mustangs. Absolutely. Prayers for the families of the flood victims. Miss Doodle said she's done a live about the. Yeah, I won't be able to do another live until because we probably won't be back from Arizona till Saturday or Sunday, depending. We're leaving Wednesday, so my next live will probably be a missing person Monday next Monday. So, but like I said, I will. Oh yeah, before I forget, I will have videos uploading. I think I got one uploading for tomorrow, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Some of the cases that were suggested to me on the Thursday's live stream. Shoot, forgot the names. Crabtree, was it Alan Crabtree? What were the other ones? Shoot. Hold on, let me see if I can find my notebook. I had them written down. Find my okay. David Crabtree. So I have a video coming out sometime this week for missing David Crabtree. I have one. I did one, I believe, for Logan Tucker. that's a missing homicide case. And then I did one for a missing Indigenous man, Benjamin Stepleton, from Alaska, Juneau, Alaska. I believe that one's coming out tomorrow. And then the other ones will be coming out Wednesday, Friday, and then I have an unsolved. I just clipped down when we were talking about Thursday's live stream was about unsolved homicide cold cases, and one of them was Darlene Levy. I clipped that one, just so horrible as they all are, but that one just touched me really, really deeply. So I just clipped it down to a separate video. I believe that one's going to be available Saturday. So just be on the lookout for all those videos for this week. Give you guys something to watch and share and learn about while I am gone this week. Yeah, Miss Barbara says the family wants their loved ones back. It is bittersweet. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. They're in the arms of our Savior. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I do have Discord. I'm hardly ever on it. I'm trying to see. I have an invitation link in. If you go to the homepage, it's probably expired though. I will put a new invitation link to my Discord on my community page, Mustang. Absolutely. Yes. David Crabtree was Indigenous too. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. All right. So that's what we got going on this week. Like I said, I'll be leaving out me and my brother, baby brother, not Echoes, but baby brother. We're going to head out to Arizona to pick up my nephew. He's been spending some time with some family out in Arizona, and he's ready to come home now. So we're going to go drive out there and pick him up and bring him home and visit a little bit. So we'll be leaving Wednesday morning, bright and early Wednesday morning. And I don't do good with car rides. I'm not a good rider. I'm not a good rider. Thank you, Miss Doodle. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, everyone that was here in chat. Thank you to everybody in chat that just thank you to everybody. Thank you, Mustang, we got things taken care of. So like I said, I'll be gone. Watch out for all be on the lookout for all the videos this week. I'll be live again for sure. Well, I say for sure, barring any unforeseen things that come up. Next Monday for our normal Missing Person Monday live stream for next week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I had. But thank everybody. Thank members. Thank you subscribers. Thank you everybody. Thank you replay crew. Thank you lurkers. We love you. And sorry, I should have been multitasking. Everybody, trying to find there it is. Everybody have a wonderful week. Be safe. Be kind to one another. Take care of each other. We are all we have. Share this out. Like it. Comment on it. To bring more so more people can see it, to bring more awareness to all these cases. I know this one was kind of heavy tonight because it dealt with the younger people. So as always, I will leave you with some fur babies, my fur babies. I love you guys, and I will see y'all Monday.